There we go. Want to welcome all of you that were able to join us live this evening. Appreciate that. I always enjoy doing these live, and then I know we'll have a lot of people watch this recording. I've tried to take everything that's going on right now and boil it down to a short training tonight so a brand new person could sit down for less than an hour and get everything they need. I'm going to try to keep it less than an hour. I will keep it less than an hour, but there's going to be a lot of information covered tonight. And so don't think you got to remember all this. This is literally everything. So, you know, if you were to buy a McDonald's franchise or any type of franchise, you'd be taking manuals back with you. You'd be going to classes, hours and hours and hours of study. The fact that I can even think that I can teach everything in 1 hour is pretty impressive at how simple this really is. But there's a lot of moving parts, so I kind of want to identify those for you and help you really take your business to a new level. Now, next week will be the last week of a 3-month promotion. I want to congratulate Vee and Renee Shaw, the newest Crystal Executive. So if everybody can give them a big hand clap and a shout out, just a great job. He became a Crystal Executive yesterday, and now the whole goal is to maintain that and reach back and help other people on your team do the same thing. So Vee, congratulations. We're very, very proud of you. So we got one more week, and I know we got lots of people on the team still going for that. And people might be thinking, oh, I'm too far away to even try. Look, I know one guy, 8 days ago, he had one active consultant. One. As of yesterday, he had 8, and I believe by tonight he's going to have his 10th. 5 on the right, 5 on the left. He's going to be a qualified Crystal Executive. So he went from 1 to 10 in less than 2 weeks. So it can be done, and that's not Vee I'm talking about. That's another gentleman. But I'm going to wait to make sure he makes it before I recognize him too much. So proud of him. So let me start out our call with what I think is the most significant thing to happen in my business career, period. I'm talking my traditional business career, my 20-plus year network marketing career, and it is the advancement, the expansion into Korea. This is the biggest thing I've ever been a part of. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. And if you're not getting on the Saturday calls, I really want to recommend you find a way to carve some time out of your Saturday schedule, noon Eastern, to be on that Kwangsu Korean expansion training call. Now, we do not record those, and let me tell you why. We don't record those because basically we don't want to train our competition. This training that Kwangsu is doing is basically to help his team, and we all are part of his team. Most of us are not in his personal enrollment team, but because we're in a particular point where we are in the organization, we're on his left team, basically. And so the fact that we're all in his organization means he's available to help us personally grow our business. And he started doing that by training. And he talked to us and showed us his track record. Back with Nu Skin 20 years ago, he got involved. And he's shown us his checks from back in 1990s. His first month in the business with Nu Skin, he made like $50. And then it went up a little bit. And then he showed us when he launched in Korea with Nu Skin. And within 10 months, he was making about $135,000 a month. He earned $1 million in his first year with Nu Skin. And basically, he was on the road to total financial freedom and success. And then, no fault of his own, no fault of Nu Skin, the Korean economy collapsed. And it went bankrupt. And all of a sudden, people couldn't afford to live, much less buy products. And so the whole business kind of went to pot. And so he had to get back into traditional business for a couple decades. Pretty much thought he was done with network marketing. But then Nurium, a skincare company, came along about 4 years ago, and they were going to open up Korea. And again, one of his buddies convinced him to be a part of it. And so he decided to help launch Nurium in Korea about 4 years ago. And again, he had great success. Now, he'll tell you, he put 22,000 people in Nurium in the first month. He was on his path to make $1 million his first year at Nurium, but Nurium couldn't fulfill the products. They couldn't fulfill the orders. And to make matters worse, after a full month of not fulfilling the products, they hit all of his people with their monthly auto ship charge, and they hadn't even delivered the first order yet. Needless to say, the people got a little upset. Most of them quit, and most of them didn't weather that early pioneering storm. So it really cost him his business. Now, I'm not going to share his entire story. I didn't know if he's on here tonight. I know he's really busy right now, but he was virtually on the on the verge of committing suicide. He had put everything into it, and his family, he was going to use a life insurance policy to provide for his family and their kids' education. And then came along Isagenix. And Isagenix was recruiting someone like Kwang-Soo Shin to help Isagenix launch Korea. They wanted somebody who'd been there, done that, knew the market, knew how to do it successfully, knew from the mistakes of other companies what to avoid. And so Kwang-Soo Shin has been instrumental in hiring the general manager, in laying forth the groundwork, and creating the market plan for Korea Isagenix. Well, with that being said, he is super excited. If you've ever been on one of the Saturday calls, you've heard him personally, you know he knows what's going to happen. It's like he's been there, he's done it, he knows what's going to happen. And he's just trying to bring all of us along for the ride. And so I want to encourage you, if at all possible, get on those Saturday morning, for most of us, noon Eastern time calls with Kwang-Soo. Now, for the next couple weeks, I'm going to be taking his material and doing that training myself because he's going to be in Korea the next couple weeks. And so we will teach you how to get in touch with him in Korea. We'll teach you the phone number, where he's at, what city he's in. And you can actually start to send your prospects to him and get them lined up. So when we launch, end of September, early October is what he said on Saturday's call, was kind of the tentative time frame. We're going to be good to go. The goal is, and be on the Saturday call, and we'll go into all the details with you, but Korea is a very unique market. The people of Korea basically love network marketing. They love Americas. They love American companies. And so a giant like Isagenix coming to Korea, there is a buzz in Korea already, and they don't even know who their sponsor is going to be yet. They're waiting for one of us to contact them and invite them. And so Kwang-Soo Shin is teaching us how to do the belly-to-belly, the old-fashioned. What I did tonight, I had dinner with a couple of very sharp Korean businessmen. They own a Taekwondo gym. And so we're teaching them how to network within the Korean community here in the United States. So when we launch, boom, we hit the ground running in Korea. Now, Kwang-Soo Shin is also teaching us how to build our list in Korea. And he's teaching us how to do that through Facebook and LinkedIn and other social media. Again, either get on the Saturday call. If for some reason you absolutely positively cannot be on that Saturday call, get with one of us that are on that call, and we'll individually train you. Because again, we're not recording that training, and that's confidential. It's for our team, and it gives you a huge advantage, a huge head start. So take advantage of it. So that's the first thing I want to talk about tonight, was after recognizing Vee and Renee Shaw for being our newest Crystal Executives, which we're so proud of them. They really are our future platinums. And if you don't know what platinum is, that's someone who maxes out their business center, 250 plus cycles a week. And at that point, they're making $13,500 a week, $700,000 a year. That's just earned cycle bonuses. That doesn't include leadership bonus pools. That doesn't include the 10% match that they now earn as an executive on all their personal people. So as their personal people now earn cycle bonuses, they get a 10% match on that every week. So as long as they stay qualified as executives, that 10% match is a weekly paycheck. It's a phenomenal thing. Second thing on the list is the two big events this year. I'm actually going to skip forward to that right now. If you go down, I'm on teamofhope.com. Here, you see at the top, Team of Hope. It's just Team of Hope, no space.com. Teamofhope.com. The first page is going to show you all the schedule of events. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I wanted to come down the bottom here where it says Get Started Right Training. Click here. I'm not going to go through all this right now. I want to take you down to these two events right here. These two big events remaining in 2018. In my opinion, you're on a Sunday night leadership call. You're serious about your business. Nothing's mandatory. You're not an employee. It's your business. But if you owned a franchise, you'd pay a franchise fee to buy your franchise up front. Then you pay a monthly fee. You probably have an advertising budget. It'd be a real business. You got to treat this like a real business. If your franchise had an annual or semi-annual event, those are not voluntary. Those are things you go to learn how to build your business successfully. That's what these two events are. And so, again, they're not mandatory. Nobody can make you do anything. You own your own business. That's the beauty of this. You're not an employee. I'm not your boss. I don't want to be your boss. I've been there, done that. I don't want employees. But I do want to pave the way for it. I want to show you how to be successful. And I don't know of anybody, not a single exception, that I know of that's been successful in this industry, much less Isagenix and much less the Sapea team, that doesn't go to these events. There's two big ones left this year. The first one is Celebration in Nashville. You can see the dates right there. There's several ways to get there. If you go to teamofhope.com and follow the link I just went through, you can click right there. I'll take you to the link. You can buy your ticket. You can buy your ticket in your back office. If you bought a value pack or an ultimate pack, you get a huge discount off that ticket. You got a coupon in your back office to do that. So I want to encourage everybody to be at Celebration in Nashville. Now, if you are an executive, Crystal Executive, there's a special banquet for you. It's a special evening. Make sure you check on that. Call the 877-877-811 number. Find out how to get your ticket to that. Last year, I know Diane and I went. It was our first time as Crystal Executives. It was a phenomenal evening, party, wonderful time. Jim and Kathy Cooper were there. They addressed us. Travis Garcia was there. He talked to us. And you got to meet all the other Crystal executives that had gone before and were new that year. This year, we've got already 3 brand new person-enrolled executives are going to be there. Pete Hamby will be there. Stan and Lisa Yago will be there. Vee and Renee Shaw will be there. And it's not too late for you. Now, you got 1 week left to be a Crystal executive unless you're still in your 180 days. Because everybody has 180 days from the time you become an associate to go executive to be a Crystal executive and get the $1,000 bonus. The company ran a crazy good promotion. Let's see, it was March, April, May, 3 months. Half the time I normally go those rank advancements, but they pay double the bonuses. So Renee and Versal Shaw hit director last month. For that, they earned $1,500. Instead of normal $750, they earned $1,500. And now this month, yesterday, they hit Crystal Executive, and instead of earning the normal $1,000, they earned $2,000. So if you've been in a business at a relatively short period of time, I see like Zig on here right now. Zig, from the time you became a associate, that's when your calendar started. You've got 60 days to become a manager, and that'll get you a $250 Crystal Manager bonus. A manager simply means you have 2 personally enrolled consultants. And then the next level, the next rank up is director. Director means you have 6 personally enrolled consultants. They can all be in your left, they can all be in your right, 3 and 3, 4 and 2, 5 and 1. Doesn't matter what combination, as long as you have 6 personally enrolled consultants, you hit director. If you do that in your first 120 days, that's a $750 Crystal Director bonus. Then you've got Crystal Executive. That's 180 days. And now it does matter right, left team. You got to have 5 personally enrolled in your right team and 5 personally enrolled in your left team to become a Crystal Executive. And if you do that in your first 180 days of becoming an associate, it's a $1,000 bonus. Once you're a director and an executive, whether you're Crystal, which is that doing it in a certain amount of time, or whether it takes you longer and you're just a director and executive without being a Crystal, you're in the director and executive bonus pool. That's where the big money starts to flow. The company looks at its income expense statement each month, and if they paid out less than 50%, they take that balance and they put it in these bonus pools. And so in a typical binary, you're going to pay out 32, 33, 34, maybe 35%. So the other percentage, up to 50%, goes into the bonus pool each month. So Versal and Renee Shaw were eligible for the director bonus. Now they're eligible for the executive bonus, and that's based on their cycles. So as they grow their cycles, that determines how big a piece of the bonus pool they get. And that bonus pool is there at whatever rank you end up advancing to, but it starts at director, goes to executive, and then it goes on up through the different stars. And stars are just how many times you cycle per week. So, for example, the first month that Diane and I were qualified as executive, we got a $3,900 Crystal Executive bonus. So what that means is our first month of being qualified as executive, we stayed qualified and we grew our business a certain number of cycles from the benchmark, and that's what qualified us for the bonus pool, and it gave us a certain percentage of the bonus pool based on what everybody else did. $3,900 our first month in that bonus pool. I didn't even know anything about the bonus pool. I just saw in my back office I earned $3,900. I started to investigate why. Well, by then, some of my people had not done their 100 BV, and so I fell out of active qualification as an executive. And so my second month, I didn't earn the leadership bonus pool. Well, fool me once, all right, but it ain't going to happen twice. So the third month, I got qualified again for executive by just helping my people do at least 100 BV and make sure I had the 5 on the right, 5 on the left that were qualified as consultants. And Diane and I have been qualified every month since then. And the bonus pool is a large percentage of the income we earn today. So I want to encourage you to get to those levels. Work hard to help people. You bring in customers, you help them become an associate, you help them become a consultant. That's what we do. When you know 5 on your right, 5 on your left, you hit the top of the pay plan. The sooner you do it, the easier it is. The faster you go, the easier it is. If you do it really slow, you get no momentum, it becomes really labor intensive. If you do it fast and put a bunch of customers in, and the Cepedas teach this, and I'll leave it at this. Go consultant right away. 1 right, 1 left. Get with your upline. They'll help you know which team's your team leg, which team's your focus leg. You want to put a family member, like a spouse preferably, at the top of your focus leg, and then put your best buddy or your somebody else on the other leg, which is called your team leg. That makes you a consultant. 1 on the right, 1 on the left. Then you're going to put your next 10 customers on your team leg. Now, if you go in your back office, you'll see in Tree View Genealogy, you'll see a little arrow pointing up to the right or up to the left. That shows you which side your team is on. So the team above you is on the side that the arrow is pointing to. And so if your arrow is pointing to the left, that means the right is your team leg. Again, don't get confused by that. Just ask the person who enrolled you. If they don't know, keep going up line until you find one of us that know what we're talking about. When it comes to the compensation plan, we'll tell you which one's your team leg, which one's your focus leg. You're going to get a consultant right away, 1 right, 1 left. If you do that before Sunday, May 27th, the company's paying a double bonus. Instead of the normal $50 for becoming a consultant, it's $100. That's by May 27th. If you don't do it by May 27th, it goes back to $50. But the cool thing is, there's no time limit on that. Whenever you become a consultant, no matter how long it takes, it's a $50 rank advancement bonus. So, bottom line, the Cepeda system is you become a consultant, you put your first 10 customers on your team leg, then you build your other leg, which is your focus leg, and you're striving to get 5 active consultants on the left and 5 active consultants on the right. That's the top of the pay plan. That's your goal, and there's steps to get there. There's a process. Let us help you. It's all about momentum. All right, so that covers a little bit of the pay plan and the big event, the celebration. The other big event is my favorite event of the year, and it's Express University. That's coming in on October 25th through October 28th. This is, without a doubt, my favorite event of the year. If somebody will look at that and make sure I've got the right dates there. For some reason, it seems like it's November to me, but anyway, if you go to buy your ticket, it'll give you the right date, and I'll make sure I check this and make sure it's right. But the Express University, in all my years in this industry, I've been to a lot of events. Express University is by far, in my opinion, the best event of all. It's where you really get the heartbeat of the Cepeda team, and you learn from those who've gone before who have been very, very successful. People like Jessica Johnson, amazing information. Susan Miller, their daughter, the Cepedas, of course, just millionaire after millionaire after millionaire is pouring their heart out to you, wanting you to know what they know so you can have what they have. So I highly recommend you go to Celebration in Nashville and Express University in Charlotte. Those are the 2 big events. And if you're serious about your business, I say that almost facetiously because I know you are, or you wouldn't be here on this training. Those 2 events are very, very important to your success. The next thing, I got to thank Steve Cunningham. I keep this book right here by my desk. I refer to it often. It's GoPro by Eric Worre, The 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. Steve gave us that link. It's right there for you at teamofhope.com. You get that for $6.95 shipping and handling. Great deal. That book, if you'll get that in the hands of all your new people, your business will be 10 times more successful than if you don't. And that's being very, very conservative. That book will really help ground a person fundamentally in what it takes to be successful in this business and to be a network marketing professional, to weather the early storms, to weather the disappointment in the beginning, to learn the importance of using scripts, the importance of doing the different things right. It's a very, very powerful book. Okay, that takes you through that step. I'm just going to touch on this real quick. It's called the Recommendation Request Training. My good friend Mike Mucci, who is an up-and-coming star in Isagenix, he's had, oh my goodness, 30, 40 years of traditional marketing experience. And about 4 or 5 years ago, he became an expert at LinkedIn lead generation. He has since shifted into more of a more general social media, not just LinkedIn. LinkedIn tends to change the rules and stuff and make it hard for people to keep following them. So he shifted a little bit, but he will actually teach you, and our training will teach you how to go to your LinkedIn, how to go to your Facebook, and extract the names and emails of your friends in your social media. Then you can put them into an email marketing system, and you mail them a professionally tested recommendation request letter. And we do training, and it's available to you at no cost, on how to use this recommendation request to get leads. And then those leads, you take them through a simple process, and it's amazing what it does. It's going to pull the best of your list, are going to raise their hand and say, hey, that looks like something I'd be interested in. And then we're going to teach you how to walk them through the process of exposure to have great success. The superstars that are joining our team today are almost exclusively the result of these recommendation requests that Mike Mucci and I are using. And now we're making it available to anybody who wants access to them. In fact, if you go to teamofhope.com, the same place we're going for the Getting Started Right training, if you go to the right-hand side over here, you'll see I've got the blog archive. If you go to blog archive 2018, computer's a little slow. I just put this here for you tonight. Recommendation request training by Mike Mucci and the YouTube video of it. And I've actually given you a sample of that recommendation letter. Now you'll hear in the training some details about how to actually do it and implement it. I'm just telling you this, it works, ladies and gentlemen. It absolutely works. So again, I'm not going to go into those details tonight. It's a full training in and of itself, but it's available for you, and it's right there. Let me see what somebody's typed me a thing here. Maybe I had a... All right, thank you, Habita. My dates are correct for Express University. I hope you'll come. All right, I've already recognized Vee and Renee, our new Crystal executives. So proud of them. I want to encourage all of you, listen to this. Unless you're listening to a recording right before Nashville, you've got time to be an executive by celebration. And so just put your game plan together, get with someone who's done it, and work out a game plan to get it done before Nashville, and come celebrate with us in Nashville as a brand new executive. And for those of you that are still in your first 180 days, let's get it done and get you that Crystal Executive bonus along the way. And then once you're there, we're going to teach you how to maintain it, and then you get that 10% match, and that's where the real fun starts. Getting started right. Let's go back to that. This is the second page. So if you go to teamofhope.com, it's got the scheduled events. Then you go to the bottom of that page, you click on it, it's going to take you to this page. This is page 2. It's going to talk about the 90-day action plan by Kathy Coover. It's got a link right here where you can actually text 90-day action plan, 90-day APEN. It's Action Plan English is what it stands for. And Kathy Coover will actually send you text to help you through the 90-day action plan. This is the company system. I highly recommend you use it. If you go to this link right here, it'll actually give you the link to download the 90-day action plan, or you can buy the workbook and have it shipped to you. Very, very powerful. We are all part of the Cepeda team. This is the first company I remember being with that I didn't have to create the system myself. I'm able to plug into a system of people that have far exceeded any success I've ever had in this industry, the Cepedas. They have paved the way. They've put the street signs. They've painted the road. They've done everything they can, and they're doing everything they can to drag us along the path of success. They make $6,800 a night sleeping, ladies and gentlemen. $2.5 million last year was reported from Stage at NYKO. Divide that by 365 days. It's $6,800 a day they make residual. They don't have to do this anymore. They're doing this because they want us to enjoy the freedom that they enjoy and allow us to help them change the world together. And so take advantage of it. Seriously, there's no telling how much longer they're going to do this. I'm not saying they're threatening to retire in the sunset or anything. They're too passionate about helping other people to do that, but you never know. Take advantage of them while they're here. For 10 years, they've been getting up every morning and doing these calls Monday through Friday. Best training calls I've ever been on in my entire 20 plus years in the industry. You get the #1 income earners and Isagenix teaching you on a daily basis everything you need to know on these morning calls. Now, if you're on the West Coast, I know it's 5:30 in the morning. I feel bad for you about that. But I know there are some leaders that get up early and get on there and start their day early with the Cepedas. I highly recommend it. That's how Diane and I start our days and we recommend it for everybody on our team. Powerful. By the way, right there, you got your texting updates. You type in Patty C to that text number, 95577. Then you get text alerts. Tonight, Jeremy does a Sunday night product call. You want to get all your new people getting these text alerts so you don't have to be the one reminding them. So the system does the work for you. So get all your new people to text Patty C to the number 95577, and then they'll get reminded every morning of the morning calls. They'll get reminded of the Sunday night calls, the Monday Zoom, the Wednesday Zoom, any special events that are happening. The Cepedas will take care of communicating with your team. It's powerful. They spend a ton of money on that text marketing system. I promise you, I know they do. We talked about the big events. Let's get down here. We talked about the book that Steve Cunningham and I recommend. Next, I want this last link down here. It's the Getting Started Right training. Now, for sake of time, I'm not going to go through an entire Getting Started Right training with you, although we kind of are covering a lot of the same material. I've got 2 recordings right here. Zig, you're on the call tonight. You recognize your name right here. That's the call you and I did a couple weeks ago when you got started. He came in with an ultimate pack. He became a consultant his first day and off to a great start. We're really, really excited about Zig. And he is using that LinkedIn recommendation request training with Mike Mucci. Watch what happens to his business. We'll use him as a poster child for you. We'll report back on a regular basis how he's doing. Phenomenal. Right above that is the recording I did back March with Shirley Picaretto, an absolute superstar on the rise. She will be a Crystal Executive by this time next week. Mark my words. She is one committed lady. She's phenomenal. Those 2 people, I did Getting Started Right trainings and recorded them, so they're right there for you to review for your new people. Again, people like to have this done live, and so at least once a week I'm doing this live. If you want to be on the next live one, let me know, and we'll invite you to be on one live. You can do the same thing. All I do is walk them through the steps of how to get started. Do it yourself, learn how to do it, and teach other people. It's that simple. Here's a link that every new person gets now when they join. They get this welcome to Isagenix link. It's got the 3 key things. It's the ISA Life app. It's the ISA Tools challenge. I'm sorry, not ISA Tools challenge. It's the ISA Body challenge. And then it's got the You Share, They Share, how to do that. Those 3 things are the most important 3 things, the basics. And so you want to get all your new people doing those 3 basics. And then next down here is some the ISA Tools app. Again, this is a little bit sophisticated, but as a business owner, as a professional in this industry, I've always had a marketing system. I've always had to go outside the company to get one that worked well. I've never had a company develop one that was any decent. Not Isagenix. They got the best one I've ever seen. You simply go there and you get it. It's like $14.95 a month. I was paying $50, $60 a month for an inferior marketing system to what they have here. It's powerful. And you can even get one for $9.95 if you just want the app itself. But I like the desktop and the mobile app. The link right there to get it. Come down under that, you get your business cards. You go to this link right here, use this promo code right here, cards 420, and you get a discount. You get like 250 cards for $20. What a great deal. I recommend you get the cards with the picture. Get one in my pocket for you. People are much less likely to throw away a card with a picture on it, and they're much more likely to remember who you are and keep your card if you made a good first impression. So I highly recommend you get the one with your picture on there and get a professional pick for that. Don't put a sloppy picture on there. Next, and this is very, very important, and I don't think enough of us are doing it, and I'll take partial credit for this, or blame, it should be, but I want to get all my new people to go to besetfreelife.com and register for the Cepedas account. Register for the Cepedas membership account. It's phenomenal. When you're there, I'm going to show you a few things, but let's go down and finish up, and then we'll come back to that, and we'll wrap up. teamofhope.com, that's what we've been on tonight. This is where I keep the Getting Started Right material, and on the right-hand side, I've got also the blogs of past recorded presentations. You can go through and look at different people that did presentations. There's a wealth of information there. With every brand new person, I go in their back office and I help them set up their monthly subscription. Now, I do it right away when I'm setting up the account, but a lot of times I'll just do like a $1 donation to Make-A-Wish as their monthly right away, just to get them in with a monthly subscription and save them $10. Then I want to go back with them right away in the first week or two and figure out where they're at and what they want to actually get for their monthly subscription. We call that the monthly replenishment order. Now, the company still calls it the monthly auto ship, so you got to call that so they can find it. But we call it the monthly replenishment because that's really what they're doing. They're replenishing their inventory. So find something they want and put that in there and set up for 28 days. Now, if you or they go in the month and buy things, and like Diana, we go in every week about and buy something. So the monthly auto ship is there just to maintain that 100 BV minimum so you never lose your banked volume or any of the good things that come with being qualified. So you can push that date out. If you're ordering a bunch of stuff and you don't particularly want your auto ship, you go back in and manage your auto ship and just push it out 28 days. You do want to do 100 BV or more every 28 days because by doing that, it pushes all your volume onto your weaker side and you actually get credit towards your BV and you're actually earning cycle bonuses on your own volume if you're doing orders within the 30 days. Not 30, but within 30 days. So we recommend 28 days. If you're brand new and that sounds Greek, just trust me and do 28 days. You'll be glad you did. I've had people that did 28 days and they really weren't active for months and months and months. And all of a sudden they got active, they became a consultant, and they earned 5, 6, 7, 8 cycles. We're talking $300, $400, $500. You're like, how'd they do that? Because by doing it every 28 days, all their volume was piling up on their weaker leg, their pay leg. And so when they finally became a consultant, it triggered all those past due cycle bonuses because they just stayed active. Again, you might want to go back and listen to that part of the recording again. But bottom line, you just want to set your auto ship up for 28 days. It will help you with your own commissions. A couple other things I do in the back office is I go to that big purple box and I have them click on that and become an associate. And a lot of you will say, well, Chuck, shouldn't I wait until they're ready to start putting new customers in to make them an associate? My inclination is, yeah, I would say, yes, you should. But I don't listen to myself in this business. Do you hear me? I don't listen to myself. I listen to Herb and Patty Cepeda. Herb Cepeda says sign them up as an associate right away and get them started referring people. And so that's what I do. As soon as a person comes in, I'm immediately going in and helping them become an associate. And so right away, as soon as they're ready to do anything, I'm helping them become an associate. They click on the big purple box, they watch a short video, they fill out a short form, and they're an associate. It doesn't cost them anything. International sponsorship, especially with the expansion into Korea and all the great things that are happening, you want to make sure all your people understand the importance of the international sponsorship. All they got to do is go into their back office and over under product, order product, there's a button down there that says international sponsorship. You click on that and you actually order it. It's just like a product. You order it. It's $49 a year. And then any volume that occurs on your right or left team in these other markets, you get credit for that volume. If you don't have the international sponsorship, you only get credit for your country, your markets. Here in the United States, our market is Canada, US, and Puerto Rico. So if you got business in the UK, Australia, or any of the other 15 countries outside of the 3 we have here, you're not getting credit for that in your business volume if you don't have an international sponsorship. Plus, you can't personally enroll customers in those markets if you don't have the international sponsorship. So it's really important. Make sure your people know that. I don't think that's stressed enough, and I'm afraid people are losing volume because they don't know for a little $49 investment, you get credit for the volume that occurs throughout the entire world of Isagenix. Under resources, this is another important tip. When you go into your back office, you'll see a big button up there that says resources. You click on that, you'll see another button that says manage my website. Switch your landing page from the default to the suggested. The suggested is the transform your life video, and it's the best video out there for exposing your business to new people. So real quickly, if you help your new person do that, then they can use their replicated site, which is their username.isagenix.com. They can use that with new customers because that transform your life is going to be the first video right there. I also recommend for those who are a little more savvy to get the IsoTools app and use that with prospects. And then thirdly, what I used in the beginning was actually the BeSetFreeLife.com site, Herb and Patty Cepeda site. I sent all my prospects there in the beginning, and I had them watch the video at the top of the page, and then I followed up with them. So those are the 3 primary ways. A fourth way is isomovies.com, another great way to expose people. So just find what you're comfortable with, but I recommend using the company's system, because that way, if they end up buying something, they're on your site. If they end up becoming a customer, if they go to ISA Movies, they're not on your site. You might not get notified that they were there. If they go to besetfreelife.com, they watch the video, they're not on your site. They're on the Cepeda's team site. So that's why I use the ICE Tools app, and I use my own website that's in your back office. Hope that helps. All right, so that's it for that. Let's go back and wrap up with this. I know we're covering a lot of information, but literally it's been less than 40 minutes, and I've basically covered almost everything already. So let's go to besetfreelife.com. This is the Cepeda site that they've developed for us, and they maintain for us. So you take every brand new person here in the beginning, you have them go down here to members only and get access. From here, they're going to register. Now, they have to be on the Cepeda team to be accepted in this site. This is a exclusive to the Cepeda team. They share everything back here. All their secrets to success, it's all right here. So I've already registered, but if I hadn't, I would click on register and register. Within 24 hours, Mark Sinclair, the Cepeda's assistant, will approve you. They'll check to make sure you're in their team. Once you're approved, boom, you have access. So I'm in, so I'm going to hit log in. Now I'm logging into their back office. This is so critical. I don't think enough people are using this. It's so powerful. Again, they got the texting, so you can text to get the calls. But I want to show you this new associate guide over here. New associate guide. You come down to getting started. And under getting started, it's going to have the 7 keys to success according to the Cepedas. And I don't know about you, but they're the people I want to learn from. Right here. Number 1, stay connected to your enroller and make your list. And they got instructions and everything on how to do it. Number 2, take the products and make a good testimony. Get serious about this. It's your business. Don't just haphazard with your product. Use it and get a good experience. Makes all the difference in the world. Get your story down. Get your testimony down. Learn how to share this with people. Practice with one another. We're going to talk more about that in just a minute. Patty calls that a triad. Get a team of 3 or 4 people and create a little group where you practice with one another. We got Crystal Shaw, former professional basketball player, on the line tonight. Just went Crystal Executive. He didn't go out and play in a game his first day. There was weeks and weeks, months of practice before he ever got in the game. And you never get to the championship level without lots of practice. That's what they're teaching us to do here, is practice before we go on the marketplace. We tend to sign people up, send them out there, and let them get killed. Don't do that. Practice with them. Teach them. Coach them. Third thing, motivational calls and training. This is about the 3rd time I mentioned it. I hope you gather the importance in the Bible where Jesus says, verily, verily, I say unto you. I'm telling you this over and over again. Hopefully you'll get it. The morning calls are the key. If you're not on the morning call, if you're not getting your team on the morning call, you're missing the most duplicatable part of the system. I highly recommend the morning calls. It's right there. Number 4 is practice the scripts. Triad calls. Those are called 3-way calls. Get in groups of 3 or 4. If you are serious about this business, I keep saying that, I know you are, you wouldn't be here, but you need to get with me and say, Chuck, put me in a group. Put me in a group that is accountable with one another. I will put you with 3 or 4 other leaders, up-and-coming leaders like yourself, and you can work together. Preferably what I'm going to do is look for people in the same line of sponsorship to where you have a financial stake in each other's success, because that's the best way it's been proven to do this. I'll help organize that for you. I'll help get your team together, and I'll be a part of it in most cases. So number 4 there, practice your scripts. Get in a triad group. Number 5, how to make 5K in 5 weeks. Hey, it's not too late for anybody to jump in and do that. Now, maybe you've missed your window for the Crystal Executive bonuses or the Crystal Director bonus. Guess what? That is a very small percentage of the 10 grand in bonuses for new people. 20% is all it is. And so $8,000 is still out there for you to get no matter what time you get started. So don't be feeling sorry for yourself because you missed a couple bonuses. Let's go get the big ones. It's right there. Same principle that you're going to use for making 5K in 5 weeks. You will miss the Crystal Manager, Crystal Director, and Crystal Executive if you miss those time frames until potentially next year they reset again. But don't wait till next year. Let's do it now. Get yourself established, and you can always do it again. Number 6, build your team and attend events. I think we've mentioned that already, but the importance of these 2 events coming up, critical to your success. And number 7, know how to respond to objections. There's only a couple objections in this business. One is it costs too much. Well, not really. If you understand the value of the products you're eating and what you're replacing and what it's doing for your body, you couldn't pay enough for these products. They don't cost too much. They're a great value. The convenience alone is worth it. If people are going to McDonald's and eating lunch, you replace a meal replacement with Isagenix with that, you're saving money. If you're going to a more expensive restaurant to eat your lunch or dinner, you're saving lots of money. It's not like you're going to just add this expense to your current bill. You're replacing meals. You're replacing eating out. You're replacing grocery bills. Do the math. Help people. Help people refer a few people and get their products paid for. You can't beat free. So that's one of the objections to know is I don't have time. Well, ask a busy professional like Renee Shaw about time and the convenience it saves when you can fix your children a healthy shake instead of a full meal. Or a husband that eats 6 meals a day when 2 or 3 of those can now be Isagenix products. That saves a lot of prep time, a lot of meal time. There's some convenience here with our product that saves you time. Leverage. Are you talking about leverage? You only got 2 teams to build. And so as you build these 2 teams, all of a sudden you're making money while you're doing other things. Tonight, Diane and I were having dinner with a couple of Korean gentlemen who own a business. I mentioned that earlier. While we were eating dinner, our team was growing, and we earned a cycle bonus during dinner. So while we were eating dinner, we earned $54. That's exciting. As you cycle more and more, that's going to happen. Now, in the beginning, you're not going to cycle a whole lot, but as your 2 teams start to grow, it goes faster and faster as it compounds. But you have to be the leader that steps up and gets it going. And then the last one there is just start over. Do these 7 principles over and over again, do them right, and then teach your team how to do them right, and you'll have a very successful business. Last thing is right here under daily calls. If you come down to daily calls and click on daily calls, you got the daily calls, you got the Zoom calls, you got the Sunday night product calls. Here are the recordings to calls that have been done in the past. So if you click on the daily calls, I'll tell you right now, the past 2 or 3 Friday morning comp plan calls have been the best 2 or 3 comp plan calls I've ever heard in my full 14 months of this business. So if you come here, you can go and look here. They put all the recorded calls here for you. And so you can download these and listen to them at your convenience, or you can listen to them right online. There are scripts back here. I know I said that was going to be the last thing, but I got to tell you about the scripts. Here's the scripts and emails. Now, some of these scripts are going to sound corny to you, but guess what? They are corny, but they work. That's the key. They work. So practice them with one another and get good at them, get it towards your own natural voice, and then use the scripts. The scripts are duplicatable. If you're successful in this business and you know how to go out and meet people, you know how to just strike up conversations, you know how to get people interested, guess what? You're in the 1 or 2%. If you want to help the other 98%, you've got to use scripts to where your people can use those scripts and succeed too. So it's really important. Pace made a really mention this big time to all of us on the Friday morning call this past week. Start using and teaching the scripts. They're right here under training in the BeSetFreeLife.com site. Right here, scripts and emails. And they got all kinds of different scripts for different situations. Now, you might have to change a few little things here and there, but keep the script as simple as they've got it and try it. See if it doesn't work for you, and then teach others to do the same thing. All right, that's it. 46 minutes. I taught you everything I know that I think you need to know to be successful in this business. Now, the things we talked about are going to take a little practice. They're going to take a while to get really good at it. But nobody starts out good at this stuff. What do they say? We're all a disaster before we become a master. You got to be willing to get out there and be messy, to do it wrong, to mess up. Let the person know you're just getting started. Tell them up front, hey, I'm practicing on you, buddy. And then after you go through it, if they end up being interested, say, hey, wait, I was just practicing on you. They'll say, so what? I want in. It happens more than you think. So let's all give Shaw and Renee a big shout out one more time, and then I'm going to open up for any questions as we wrap up today's call. Let me unmute everybody. No, I'll let you unmute yourself. Does anybody have any questions? We covered a lot of ground. Any questions?
Good stuff, Chuck. Hey, quick question. When is Kwang-Soo going to Korea?
He's leaving this next coming weekend. So this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of those days he's leaving for Korea. He'll be there 2 weeks, maybe a little longer, a little less. Depends how busy we all keep him. All of you should be on his Facebook page. It's the Isagenix, what's it called? Isagenix something team.
Isagenix team page.
Yeah, put that link in there if you would, Pam, just so we make sure everybody's on there. But he'll be putting his phone number, what hotel he's at, and you'll be able to send your prospects to him directly. Crystal Shaw, brand new executive. You want to share any words of wisdom with the family?
I was going to ask Vee what is his secret now. Now he's the newest. So what is, like, everyone says they find their own way to success. So what do you do?
Well, for Renee and I, what we did, we kind of just the same basic principles, but we really just used, a lot of the principles that Chuck just talked about in terms of like three-way calls, and we try to leverage people. So what that means is, I was working people, Renee was working people, and we were just trying to, just communicate with as many people as we could. And, we need a few select people to become consultants, that people that were willing to become associates and then willing to become, once you get someone to an associate, it's very easy for them to commit to being a consultant because at that point, they've actually committed to really giving the business side a try. Sometimes you run into people that just want to be customers, which makes it a little bit difficult in terms of trying to convert those people to associates. So that can be a little tricky, but we just, we just really put our heads down and got determined about doing it. And we didn't accept failure as an option. It was a goal that we set. And, we just really put our heads down and went hard after it. It was, I'm not gonna lie, it got challenging at times, but, we just wanted to persevere and make sure that we accomplished our goal, and we did it. So that's it. And it was a team effort too. Like I said, between Chuck and Stan Yago, they were really good support systems for us, which allowed us to also, to continuously have that encouragement to keep going and to keep pushing, even when things got a little dark and a little gloomy. Just the constant encouragement of the community and the team helped.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm showing you the page I was talking about. I put the link in there for you. But this page here is where we put all of our information. And this is a private group. So like I use Isagenix for Life. That's my page that my daughter set up that we use as a family for our communication about. But I don't even put any of this Korean stuff in there because there's people outside our team that have found that page and joined. This is a closed group. Everybody is on Kwang Soo's team if they're in this group. And you can see like right here, he's got a picture with some of the Korean leaders from Korea that have come over. So all the pertinent information regarding the Korean launch is here on his page. I'll just play this in the background as we talk here. Any other questions before I wrap up? No, my computer's not going to show that, so we won't do that. Any other questions? All right, so I write him a text, and my text to my friend says, first name, comma, do you know any Koreans? Question mark, Chuck Williams. Now, this is a friend of mine. We text about different things. It's not some random, cold, he has no idea who Chuck Williams is. He knows me well. And so I write my friend, do you know any Koreans? Question mark, Chuck Williams. He writes back, not that I can think of, but a friend works for blank blank ministries, and they focus on bridging the gaps between international that live here now in the United States. So she may have some connections. I ask, will you check for me? Question mark. Anything hard about this yet? He writes back, sure. Can I give her a sentence or two on what you're looking for? I write back, my friend is expanding his global health and wellness business in Korea later this year and is seeking recommendations, looking for potential customers that are interested in better health and or business associates that will help share the products with others in Korea. Thanks, Chuck. He writes back, she said she does know a couple. What's the best email for you? And I will do an email introduction. Thanks. I wrote back my email address, and he wrote back, you're welcome. How easy is that, ladies and gentlemen? You've all got friends who've got people they know in Korea. Here's another one. Let me give you this one. This guy owns a weight loss clinic. Oh, where are you? And so he tells me he doesn't know anybody. Has anybody heard that before? See if I can find the right one here. Nope, wrong one. Anyway, he tells me he doesn't know anybody. And so I write back and I said, well, please be praying about it because I know you know a lot of people. And would you mind asking people you know if they know anybody who has any Korean connections? And he writes back, sure, I will. And so now I've got my friend asking his friends who they know with Korean connections. So that's the way Kwang Soo did it the first 2 times he opened up Korea, was belly to belly, person to person, word of mouth. Now he's added social media to that. And so we're going to have much, much more success than he had the first time. But you don't want to neglect that part. You don't want to neglect the person to person in using social media. I'll wrap up with this. And this is something we normally say for the Saturday call, but I'll just share with you. What he's teaching us to do in social media is go to LinkedIn and to Facebook and actually request friends in Korea. Now do a little research on them and find people that meet your criteria. You don't want to be recruiting kids or people who look like kids. You want 25 to 50 age range, preferably. Male or female, he says, doesn't matter. You do not want people that are in the educational profession or the government because those people cannot legally do network marketing. Now, they do have friends that can, so it's not a total bad connection if you end up making one with them. But you're really looking for people 25 to 40, 45 in that age range, living in Korea. Now, there are plenty of Koreans in America, but we're looking for ones that are living in Korea right now because it's so short a time. And then when you reach out to befriend them, also send them a message and let them know why you're wanting to become a friend. Your success rate will be much better. In my case, I tell them quite honestly, my wife and I, so if I'm writing to a female, she knows I'm not trying to pick her up. I'm mentioning my wife right away. My wife and I are looking to travel to South Korea in the near future, and we're looking to make Korean friends so we can learn more about the culture and the people before we do. That's all true, and so I was able to write that. If you're never planning on traveling, you might have to change yours a little bit, but hopefully, if you're going to build a huge business there, and hopefully eventually you'll want to go there, so that can be true for you too. So with that little message, I do a friend request, and then I do that message, and then I keep track in a Word document. I probably should use Excel, but I do a Word document. I keep track of all the people that I've requested. I literally have well over 100 Korean Facebook friends now using that system. Now Kwang Soo is teaching us to go back and how to communicate with them, what links to send them, what videos to send them, and that process will continue to develop as we get closer and closer to the actual launch. So again, that was a little free tidbit there for those of you who stuck around to the very end of the training. And if I don't see any hands or any questions, we're going to wrap it up. Hope this helped everybody. Let's make it a great week. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Thank you very much.